Somebody asked me yesterday. I don't know who. I'm sorry. I don't have your. I don't have my thing up at the moment to see who exactly it was. To cover the Disney Epic Games collaboration in regards to Disney and Fortnite. This is just gonna serve as today's blip episode because I got off of work and I went straight to the movie theaters to go see Godzilla Kong. Then I got back and I took a nap because I'm an old man. Okay. So we're gonna do a quick overview. The Walt Disney Company and Epic Games will collaborate on I lost my train of thought. New games and entertainment universe that will further expand the reach of beloved Disney stories and experiences. Disney will also invest 1.5 billion to acquire an equity stake in Epic Games alongside the multi-year project. The transaction is subject to customary closing conditions, including regulatory approvals, which means it's not fully complete yet. Uh, Basically the regulatory boards have to sit down and look at it and see whether or not this is a legit deal or if it's a little bit encroaching on a monopoly because Disney is a super gigantic fucking company. Them jumping into any space, let it be music or gaming, will always be looked at as them basically just consuming a larger piece of the pie known as entertainment. I don't think that there's going to be a major issue because Disney really doesn't have its own gaming studio per se, and then they're not fully taking control of Epic Games. They're basically taking an equity stake in Epic Games. So maybe they'll end up with like 15% shares in the company, 20% shares in the company, enough to have somebody from Disney be on Epic's board to basically be the voice of Disney projects and making sure that those projects move forward smoothly. In addition to being world-class game experience and interoperating with Fortnite, the new persistent universe will offer a multitude of opportunities for consumers to play, watch, shop, engage with content, characters, stories, Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, Avatar, more. Players, gamers, fans will be able to create their own stories and experiences, express their fandom in distinctly Disney way, and share content with each other in ways that they love. This will all be powered by Unreal Engine. So basically, this is prototype 1.0 of the Oasis from Ready Player One. That's essentially what we are basically getting, which is we are getting a gigantic just play space where players can create their own journeys. They can then upload those journeys for other people to go through. And then you can also go to the crafted journeys that Disney and Epic basically create for you to be able to explore. Which means if you want to run around as Darth Vader in Legoland, you can. If you want to run around as who can I pull from? Who can I pull from? Let me see. Who do we got? We got Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars. If you want to run around as Wolverine in a Kim Possible universe, you can. Because all of these things are basically going to be available to you. If you want to basically, who's somebody from Pixar? If you want to play as Buzz Lightyear and you want to fly around on Pandora and explore Pandora, you can. That's dope as fuck. Now, here's the thing. We've kind of scratched this wall before in regards to Disney creating giant play spaces that people can use to create their own content. What was that called? Skylanders? Uplanders? I forgot what the hell it's called, but basically you get like a miniature. Then when you buy the miniature, you can scan the miniature into the game, and then you can create like a whole thing around it. Now that was cool. But what I think is the coolest part is the evolution of Fortnite. Now, if you take a step back and you look at Fortnite, originally it started off as like this really, really weird, quirky game. But over the last few years, you've seen them evolve that game to be just this its own all-encompassing world. Like for instance, we just got the Lego Fortnite where people were building like these massive towers and castles, and it was almost as big. I think it was for a minute as big as Minecraft, where people were just basically losing their minds with the amount of things you were able to create and the amount of things that you're going to be able to do. Imagine something like that, where every single person has a play space that you're able to basically craft and create. And think about how meticulous and crazy some of the builds are that you see in regards to Fortnite when people are playing that game. And think of somebody showing up And in that play space that Disney basically gives you for you to be able to create and upload for other people to be able to visit, imagine that somebody creates a Death Star where it's the everything about it is to scale. When you land in, it's an entire Death Star that you're able to walk around bridge to bridge with a power reactor and everything. Or somebody recreates Castlevania. Of course there's going to be some like weird iffy areas, but because it's more of a recreation on the part of the player and not actually something that Disney themselves is creating. But imagine somebody was to create the castle from Castlevania and you're able to just go there and you're able to just visit, or you recreate your favorite place or setup from a video game for people to be able to go to, and then you create your own type of lore. Maybe you drop in some characters that are fighting some type of war or something along those lines. Imagine the flexibility of using that depending on how versatile the engine is and how user friendly and easy the interface is, and applying things like D&D, creating an entire castle, an entire campaign that you and your friends can essentially drop into and then just go on an absolute adventure. This is fantastic. This is, like I said, this is step one, prototype one of Ready Player One. We basically need is for VR technology to get like a major boost and jump forward a little bit, and you'll be able to slide the visor over your head and just jack yourself directly into the game and then run around and do anything that you want. It's really crazy just how big Disney's portfolio is, because we're talking about not only Disney content but Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, Avatar, and more. Which means that you could create an entire continent of Marvel characters and then drop Star Wars things into it, or create an entire you create Korriban from Star Wars and drop Pixar characters into it. Or if you want, you create a to scale where everybody's character is the size of a toy of Andy's home from Pixar for people to be able to run around in and explore. It's really going to be interesting to see just how big and crazy that it's going to end up being, because you see like this picture here where you've got Marvel, Lucasfilm, Disney, the more futuristic area. Then you up on the top you've got Star Wars. Then over here you've got Pandora. Then you've got like Asgard. Then you've got another play space for you to go to. It looks like a Disney vacation resort. Then you have the Wreck-It Ralph stuff. Like, it's insane the amount of things that you're going to be able to do if they stick the landing. If they stick the landing, like I said, this is basically prototype 1.0 of Ready Player One. And that will be absolutely fucking amazing. However, there's always a level of fear that I have in regards to this. And one of the fears that I have is, are we giving Disney too much? Do they own too much? Because, like I said, you're looking at the Disney portfolio being, where was it? Not only their characters, but Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, Avatar, and more. Define more. How much more stuff is Disney going to gobble up and bring underneath its umbrella? That type of shit always like weirds me out. I don't really like the fact when super corporations hoard just a bunch of IPs to themselves, because a lot of the times they will oversaturate the market with one IP, and then once that IP has just been dead, they completely abandon it for a duration of a time, then they jump over to another one. Case in point, Star Wars, where you had Star Wars running almost in tandem as Marvel. Star Wars didn't do as good as Marvel, then it got put on ice. When was the last? I don't even remember when the last fucking Star Wars movie was. But we got an oversaturation of Marvel content. Pixar's been doing their Pixar thing, and then of course we've had the Avatar movies, and they've recently just expanded into the Avatar games. But I don't really trust Disney to be able to strike a good, healthy balance in regards to work play love, which I kind of feel as though this is gonna cost a lot in regards to the player. Like, I feel as though this is gonna be like, instead of us getting Ready Player One, it's just gonna be Disney's equivalent of PlayStation Home, where it's just like every time you log in, would you like to buy a T-shirt? Would you like to go drink a Coca-Cola? Would you like to drink a Sprite? Would you like to go over here and ride one of our Disney rides? Would you like to ride on the Mountain of Doom? Blah 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 blah. Just constant noise and bullshit, taking away from just the crazy creativeness of the people that are jumping into and deciding to share and have fun and play inside of this world. But we'll see. Like I said, we're either going to end up with Ready Player One, which is super fucking dope, or we're going to end up with absolute debauchery and chaos. Who knows? But let me know what you guys think about this collaboration between both Disney and Epic. Comment down below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.